Hello everyone, Press7 here, back with some more Bloons City 6, trying out something semi-different today, trying out Super Buffed Elite Defender versus Vortex. A while back, I already did Super Buffed Elite Defender versus Bloonarius. That was done on Lotus Island. If you didn't see it, I'll put a little card up in the top right in case you want to see that. Anyways, just kind of a spoiler alert, Elite Defender was not actually able to beat Bloonarius on that map, and I figured to try again. I did want to redo it because in the original video, I don't think I actually used Azili in order to gain the Vortex attack speed from Elite Defender, which did kind of hurt the, doesn't really fully show the initial test, simply just because whenever you lose a life, Elite Defender attacks four times faster for 7 seconds, which is a really sizable difference. So I did want to retry it with Vortex this week, just because sniper bullets can pass through Vortex's shield, and I figured why not try something different while using Vortex. Vortex does have less health, but Vortex does move a lot faster than Bloonarius does. But anyways, let's talk some stats for Elite Defender. So basically what Elite Defender does, it doubles the Sniper Monkey's attack speed, bullets deal much more damage to mob class balloons, and attacks 1% faster for every 1% of the track that the balloons have reached, up to a maximum of 100%. Also gains the passive ability that allows it to attack an additional 4 times faster for 7 seconds. That's what I was talking about earlier with the life loss mechanic, and it's for a total of 16 times faster than full auto rifle, which is absolutely nutty. And to believe it or not, I don't think Elite Defender is the fastest attacking tower in Bloons City 6. I think Spike Storm actually does beat out Elite Defender's attack speed, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Anyways, with maximum internal attack speed boost, it's almost 123 shots per second, and with a 195 times faster than the base Sniper Monkey, which is pretty crazy. Not to mention the damage that it gains. Elite Defender's bullets do +2 damage to mob class balloons, which increase to +3 for 105, and +4 with 205, which of course dealing 4, 7, or 11 damage. So Elite Defender kind of has the best of both worlds when thinking about it. It has high damage as well as incredibly fast attack speed, as you saw there. So let's see if it can actually take down Vortex and hopefully do a bit better than he did against Bloonarius. So obviously we know that Elite Defender can actually take down tier 1 of Bloonarius, even with some air support, doing quite well. I do believe that Elite Defender is still the current meta for tier 1 of Vortex Elite, which I guess kind of makes sense, as I think that snipers are really kind of the only tower that I know of that actually is able to pass through Vortex's shield. How I think Vortex's shield work, I'm not 100% sure about this. What I'm thinking how it works is that towers with the snipe damage type are able to pass through the shield, which snipe is kind of defined as like a tower or something that doesn't shoot an projectile and just kind of instantaneously hit the balloons. Example of this is kind of Azili. Azili does have snipe, and elite snipers all have snipe. Alright, so tier 2 is pretty much the same story here. The only difference is I'm going to be getting a elite sniper just to increase the attack speed of the Sniper Monkey just kind of even more. Elite the Sniper will also help against round 63, as that is kind of coming up soon, as well as kind of helping against the natural AI balloons that are kind of being spawned. As you can see here, we're really cutting it close when it comes to these mob class balloons, but thankfully Deadly Precision and Elite Sniper are easily able to clean up, so that way Elite Defender can focus solely on just taking out the Vortex, which is pretty speedy, although I guess it's not really the fastest thing in the world. But I mean, seeing as he only has like very minimal buffs, it's not really, I guess, too bad that he's it's not really all that bad, seeing how much he is doing. And I don't need not to use the totem ability for tier 2 if I really needed to. I could use the totem ability just in case Elite Defender was not doing as well as I thought he would against tier 2 Vortex, but he does surprisingly well, kind of despite everything. I was so confident that I started getting a little Trade Empire army down. I figured that it was kind of worth it to go for Trade Empire this kind of run, simply just because you can fit, I think, like up to 12 boats on Frozen Over without using pools. You could probably fit more with pixel perfect placements, but then again, I don't really want to do that. So I figured that, you know, just kind of doing the best I could. I think I was able to get up to 12, although 12 is a bit difficult. I've mainly just been getting kind of 11 boats down. But I figured it was worth going for, as I think that, you know, 12 boats can be enough. Even though Trade Pirates did get nerfed in this most recent update, they still are pretty good. And, you know, I have water down, so might as well go for it. So tier 3 kind of rolls in. This is where we get to the fun part of just kind of buffing everything. We've gotten a Homeland and a Permabrew on the Vortex. The damage isn't really looking all that great, so this is where we start utilizing the Totem just to get that, you know, insane attack speed. And looking at the DPS, it is absolutely just kind of insane how much Elite Defender is doing when the ability is active. Just that 7-second window of just kind of shredding is really doing number on Vortex. The only issue is that the cooldown is so long that even with Energizer, there still is a decent amount of time where it actually isn't up, which is I guess a bit unfortunate, but I guess is a bit fair. So despite all the damage buffs and attack speed buffs I've given, Elite Defender still is struggling kind of a bit to this tier of Vortex. So I started selling some farms to get an Ultra Boost down, so I'm just gonna get a few stacks just to hopefully be able to get this down just a wee bit faster, as even though Elite Defender is getting more attack speed the farther Vortex is along the track, what is happening is that, you know, if Vortex gets too close, he will eventually stun Elite Defender. Looking at the DPS, the Ultra Boost is making a difference here, and just kind of looking at the DPS is really kind of a lot. And even with the Totem, it still is doing pretty well. So it's kind of like wild seeing, like, you know, this like 20k tower doing all this DPS. Now Vortex is, I think, is in range of stunning the Elite Defender. Thankfully we were at the last skull, so there wasn't really a worry about the whole getting stunned thing. Alright, so tier 4 rolling in. We've got basically max support at this point. I did farm hard enough in order just like to be able to afford True Sun God and still have, like, you know, like 200k left over. So I guess, you know, the trader player farming did pay off. Anyways, DTs are looking kind of a bit scary, but thankfully I guess True Sun God is barely powerful enough to actually be able to deal with him, as the DTs under, you know, Vortex's slipstream are pretty speedy. Anyways, looking at the DPS for tier 4, Elite Defender is doing pretty well, I will say. It's not the fastest that we've had so far, but it is a pretty good amount that he is doing. You know, Vortex didn't really get, you know, that far along the track before, you know, Elite Defender eventually popped it. So tier 5 rolling around, not really much to do for in terms of support. Zelie has not reached level 20 yet, but level 20 Zelie doesn't really matter, as she's really only used for the Totem, and I don't really think Hex works on boss Bloons anyways. So, and plus Zelie is kind of far back. But anyways, looking at the DPS of Elite Defender, it is a pretty sizable amount. The only thing that's really getting in the way is Vortex's speed. He is really moving along the track, and so it really just kind of goes down to, can Elite Defender, you know, kind of drain, you know, Vortex's HP fast enough that, you know, he is able to push back Vortex fast enough that he's not able to exit the track. So kind of moving around my Cripple Moab, well, not Cripple Moab, the Super Brittle, just to even get, you know, those extra damage. That's kind of going down, but even still, it's not really looking too bright for Elite Defender. You know, Vortex is like halfway along the track, and he's kind of gotten to a point to where he is kind of scarily in range. You know, he might be able to stun Elite Defender. Once he's done Elite Defender, he's kind of done. Thankfully, he didn't do that, so he continues his track along the map. Unfortunately, this next skull is definitely going to be stunning the Elite Defender, if Elite Defender can even reach that skull. Even if he does, I think that, you know, he won't have enough time to pop it, just because Vortex is so much faster than kind of Bloonarius does. So a bit of a shame. I ended up moving a Zelie towards True Sun God. I'm not really sure why I did that. I think it was just because so that way, you know, hopefully Zelie didn't get stunned and I was able to use the Totem as soon as it came off cooldown. But just kind of looking, doesn't really seem necessary to really do that, simply just because we ended up dying to the fortified Moabs anyways. I did kind of want to retry just to see if I could maybe, you know, optimize, do some bit of, I don't know, testing or whatever, I decided to get a permaspike in the back just to hopefully prevent us dying from fortified mobs yet again, as I did feel like Elite Defender was a bit close. So getting back to where we were from before, we are doing slightly better this time, although we aren't actually going to be able to pop Vortex. Fortified BFBs are scarily far, and Vortex is about to exit. And if you look closely, the permaspike pile is done. It just kind of disappeared, don't know what happened. But yeah, that's about it. Elite Defender was not able to beat Vortex or Bloonarius. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, you know, like, comment, subscribe, join Discord. Link is down below in the description.